Alright, it is time for day 10 of Fight for Your Lifeland Sal. So, today should just be a little bit of some raid boss farming. We've killed Terra and Hatterax. I'm gonna skip Vermi and probably Dexy because Vermi is almost impossible to spawn and Dexy isn't real. So we are just gonna go ahead and look at the other raid bosses. We've got Vora, we've got Pete, we've got No Connection to Steam, Hyperius, Master G. We've got Jenkins the Unkillable, because that's in Pirate DLC in this mod. And then we have Dragons, and then also Son of Craw. So we've got a pretty busy schedule of mobs here. So we'll just get going and see how it goes. Okay, so for our first raid boss, we're gonna start out chill, fighting Pyro Pete. Surely this won't be a hard time, I have to imagine. We're pretty much just gonna go ahead and try out the deputy build that we freshly set up yesterday. So that will be an endless and slag with a direct hit. Of course, I could run a fibber for like way more crit damage, but this seems to be working pretty good. We've got plenty of damage talking. Probably run the survival pack for the elemental resistance, not the dot wipe though, since, you know, Pete is a permanent dot character. But should be good. We'll see how it goes. Okay. We don't have a weapon to initially break his shield, unfortunately. So this might be a little bit difficult. Also, he resists normal bullet damage. That is incredible. I guess we're gonna switch to a Redeemer build instead. Yeah, that seems to be pretty effective. Yeah, seems reasonable. You know? Just a casual little chunkage of a raid boss. Try to go ahead and force the shield break so we can get the dot wipe with the first waterfall. Like that. And now just back to shooting dude. It would be a little bit boring, but if push came to shove, you could always try to trap Pyro Pete during this fight. Because realistically, he's still vanilla Pyro Pete AI. There we go. Okay, so yeah, you can in fact still treat Pete like you normally would, and it would work. Not really too hard of a fight, of course. It is Pete. He is one of the easier raid bosses, but yeah, checks out. Seems good. Okay, so with Pete down, probably just move over to Pirate DLC and start with Hyperius, then Jenkins the Unkillable, and then move on to Master G. Okay, so thinking about it, walking towards the next raid boss that we plan on fighting, which is Hyperius, we might as well fight Jenkins the Unkillable, because he is along the way, and we can use him to start the next fight. So we're pretty much just gonna plan on doing that. Alright, so walking into this room, Jimmy spawns up there. Also, as you can see, our objective is quite long. Oh my goodness, there he is. Okay, so he spawns with E-Tech launchers 99% of the time. And the easiest way to deal with him is to kite him over here a little bit. Hopefully not die. That'd be cool. Remember, hope that his body is close enough to that door that we can just kind of... Well, he's not dead. Okay, we're gonna have a rough spawn, but this is the plan for him. There we go. Alright, Big Jimmy is down. Now we can focus Hyperius. Yeah, so this is just the easiest way to deal with him. Just give him the little smush, little squish. Hyperius It's going to be a little bit rough, I'm going to be honest. We're going to have to fight him pretty much vanilla in terms of playstyle. So maybe Redeemer, maybe a little bit of some money shot combo on him. We'll just see what we can get up to. That's messed up. I'm just gonna put that out there. Who would have thought that Hyperius would be more difficult? What if, well, okay, hold on. This rocket launcher literally ignores, well, it's like a homing rocket. So, theoretically, this should be great for dealing with the reflective bots for a while. That seems pretty effective, and I'm dead. Do you have on an antagonist? Oh, it was one of the side pellets hit a bot. Okay. Well, if he's gonna reflect every pellet, I think we should wait until we can get a black mirror, which is the antagonist, and then we should use that during this fight, because that would probably be the best. So let's go check Tina DLC, see how much they cost. Okay, so a black mirror costs 60. We have 23. That's actually pretty close. So what if we go away from Pirate DLC, farm a different raid boss, get crystals there, and then come back and try him later? Okay, so if we're not doing this, we've already killed Pete. That doesn't leave us very many options. We pretty much got Raw or Vora. I don't expect Vora to go well, but we could find out, I guess. Okay, we have a plan. He has on an antagonist. That sucked. Okay, well, he's gone now, so it's just us. Surely this will go well. I mean, it's... And there we go. Okay, he touched us once and we instantly exploded. I almost wish that I had, oh, what's that shield that provides the 6 times melee damage reduction? That would have helped out a lot during this fight. But he's gone now. So, sure. Bora down. Okay. So, Bora dropped a Slayer, which is an amp shield that still has shot drain, but it increases weapon damage by 35%, crit by 33%, action skill cooldown rate by 20%, and then decreases recharge delay up to 50% with the Seraph crystals, and also provides a very, very small amount of lifesteal. So running that with these and just running at guys sounds like a pretty good idea. I might try that. Alright, well, I guess since we were able to do that, might as well go try to kill another guy. Let's try to backtrack to Hyperius and try that again with our newfound damage. Of course, the only fear is that we will one-shot ourselves if they reflect it back at us, but if we can avoid that, then we might be good. So, gear-wise, we are no better than we were during the first attempt, but we're gonna just try to sort of go by force at this point, see what we can come up with. Okay, we finally got the bots down. Now we just need to be able to play the game against him and not instantly get killed. Somehow. The good old Hyperius on the pipe trick. There we go. Okay, so that might have been a little bit goofy, but we got him stuck and could just spam him out really, really hard the entire time. So we take those, I guess. Okay, so from here we can go ahead and show off Master G, which I'm just going to Gate Crush. So, yeah, let's be honest, that's all that's really going to happen. Alright, so he seems to retract a little bit faster than normal, which I don't know if that's a part of the mod. So we're just going to have to be a little quick with it. There we go. Okay, so we've got everything but dragons and craw accounted for. So we just need to do dragons and craw. Shouldn't be too bad. So for dragons, we're gonna run Devastator with the Beast and the Amulet. We'll run a Grog on our offhand, or a Slaga for the extra damage there. And then just Micro Blaster, because I feel like this will work. Okay, Incinerator is down. Now we just need to not be bad at the game and kill Boost. An isolated Boost by himself. The hardest fight in the whole mod is done. We are free. Okay, so normal Son of Craw, not the raid boss fight. Let's see how our damage feels. It should be pretty good. Yeah, that's not too bad. It's a pretty good start. There we go. Okay, so now we just need to turn in this quest, and then we are good to try to fight Raid Craw. So the hardest part of fighting Raid Craw is going to be the parts where we don't get to fight him. Which sounds really stupid, but that is legitimately how this fight might go. So yeah, we'll just see how we get along. Clearly damage is fine. So like that's pretty good. And ow. Okay. Well, we might need a little bit more survivability. Figure that out. Oh, is Son of Craw one of the bosses that just keeps a lowered health pool? Yes. Okay. So we could just throw bodies at the problem. That feels a little stupid, but alright, I guess. And there we go. Okay, so yeah, not a problem at all. Pretty much killed every raid boss at this point. So we're gonna go ahead and look for some funny melee sticks and then a melee relic, and then just go punch some guys and see how that feels. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna run at some guys and just poke them a lot. That is the entire plan. Okay. So with the slag, not the worst. So Love Thumper did pretty well. We're gonna try to use a Big Thumper now. See how that goes. And then I could look for different melee shields beyond this, but I don't know if there are any. Well, it's certainly funny. Is it the most effective build? Probably not. Does it work for basic ads? Not really, because they blow you up in this mod. But it's interesting. Maybe earlier on into the game, if I had gotten this, I could use it. But once again, the mobs just are too spicy at all times. Yeah. Alright, so we can also get a hide, technically. So I went ahead and spawned one in. And it does have more melee damage. That being said, I don't know how well parted our big thumper really, to be fair. But we take 1.6 times less damage, increases movement speed and max health, and adds health regen. Maybe it'll work? Wow, it has a capacity of like 2. Okay, I didn't even realize. Okay, what? Huh. Okay, so just wear a full set of Terra gear, apparently, and win the game. Sure. Just apply devastating blows to every enemy you run into. I will say, you can only do this during your middle finger timer, and then the second that wears off, you're just some dude just punching people. But it is hilarious, I will say. Oh, you can chain stun a mob. Well, he hit me, hold on. Okay, you can kind of like chain hold down a guy. You do have to risk absolutely getting bodied for it, but you can do it. That's interesting. Okay, that's actually hilarious. Okay. Maybe some world you could do this to somebody. Of course, I don't think this is very raid viable, considering most of the raid bosses just like outright kill you for touching them. But for these dudes, it's great. Obviously. And just for science, we're gonna try to burst down a nightmare raid boss with it, just to see how much we can get away with. Let me throw a stock nade at my feet. Let me throw another 2 stock nades at my feet, apparently. There we go. Alright, so back to our test. Well, it certainly does some damage, to be fair. I don't know if it's worth hugging a boss for this, but it worked, technically. Okay, well, cool, there you go. And I guess that'll go ahead and do it. Another character done. We have killed all the thing. The character did great. It did everything we wanted it to do. Killed all the raid bosses, tested out the funny punchy, made it through the game, actually fought all the raid bosses at OP10 and True Nightmare, and did it really weirdly easily. So that'll do it. Day 10.